think one of the issues that youth pastors and church staff and deal with is creating safe spaces for teenagers specifically to explore their faith, right?
Right.
We get a little bit nervous when we hear that word doubt and questioning,
Yeah.
and there's reason for that. But it's really interesting if you look specifically at the Psalms. There's passages where over and over David says, God, where are you? My enemies are overwhelming me.
Right.
Where are you? Why don't you care about me? Have you gone silent? And David is bringing doubts to God.
Yeah.
God doesn't strike him down.
Right.
God doesn't smite him, right?
Right.
God, the creator of our emotions and our questioning, accepts it. And I think as pastors, we have to allow and even foster sometimes as a part of healthy faith development, an environment of questioning in faith, questioning in trust. It's one thing to shoot arrows at God.
Yeah.
It's another thing to just say, hey, God, I'm dealing with some stuff here.
Yeah.
And with that sense of wanting to pursue answers. And I think it's actually one of the best roles a youth pastor can play is to shepherd a teenager into that process of questioning their faith and finding the answers. I'll
tell you this, and you're exactly right. I would use some things like this. Let them know that they're allowed to ask you anything they want to ask you.
That's right.
Now, of course, you got to be prepared.
Yeah.
But you want to be transparent about the things that you've gone through in your life too. Those things they don't define you now, but there's nothing that puts somebody at more of a, oh, so you've been through this too. Yeah. But also don't be afraid. I actually used this one time and I could tell at work to say, well, look, what you're going through right now is no different than what C.S. Lewis wrote.
Yeah, that's right.
C.S. Lewis wasn't sure he believed this to be true, so he set out to study the scriptures and study the evidence. We do believe by faith, but our faith is also based on quite a bit of evidence.
It's an informed faith.
Yeah, it's an informed faith. Same thing with Lee Strobel. The Case for Christ is a great resource. Yeah. Here's a guy that said, I don't want my wife to be a Christian. I think they're all crazy, and I'm going to go out and use my gifts as a journalist to prove that she's wrong. So
a funny thing happened.
Yeah, a funny thing happened. He found out there's an incredible amount of evidence that the resurrection happened. And baby, if the resurrection happened, that's a game changer.
That's right. That's true.
So don't be afraid to let them say, hey, I have some questions. I have some doubts, but be ready to give them some resources and to let them know they're not the first person to ever doubt. And some of the most incredible people of our faith at one time doubted that this was really true. And it's okay to have those conversations. I think they're quite helpful. And I think youth of today, and the same thing about men's ministry, is they just want you to shoot them straight.
That's right.
They just want you to shoot them straight.
Value authenticity.
This generation, more than any, just says, tell me the truth.
That's right.